What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. In yesterday's episode, we played the first game of the new Team of the Season tournament live. We end up getting a 5-3 win and of course we're going to be now playing through, hopefully, the remainder of the tournament. Now I have sold a few items here or there. I sold Juan Fran for 52k, so I lost I think 600 coins on him. We got 130,000 coins, give or take, in the bag. And as of recording this right now, the lightning rounds just came out, 100ks, and I was expecting a few of the players to drop in price, and they didn't. They went up in price, if anything. Like, Lucas Podolski was going for 70k, and I thought, you know what, with lightning rounds, maybe he'll drop to like 55 or 60 for a half hour or an hour. I'll pick him up at that much. But no, he went from 70k to 85k, which was quite surprising. And the reason why that was quite surprising is simply because I want to use him. You know, we're in a position whereas if we sold everything in this club, we'd have about 400 to 500,000 coins. That allows us to use any goal player at all and most Team of the Season players, depending on the team that we then base around them. Now, this tournament that we're looking at right now, obviously the League One tournament for that Gonalons, it was tough for me on my main account. Up until this tournament, on my main account, I'd won all 4 of them first try. In my main account this time, it took me like 6 attempts to win it. It was really difficult. So I came into this game against Graham 11, just thinking, you know what, if I struggled hard to win it on my main, what's it going to be like on this account? And I actually think I've played this guy on this account before, on this series, because I recognized his name initially when I came up against him. I recognized his badge and I recognized his team name. And I really just thought to myself, yo, I think I might have played this guy before. But anyway, we went 1-0 down to Graham's 11. We end up getting a loose ball in the box here with Lacazette. Lovely little spin move past the defender. The finesse to the far post, flies into the back of the net and makes it 1-1. And then deep into extra time, 5 minutes ago, Di Maria there steals the ball, plays it to Sio, who I brought on as a sub. We got Lacazette down the right-hand side, throws it into Ntep. Aurier takes the ball away from his goalkeeper, and Ntep is there to slot it home. And that was such an important part of the whole game, because if he just let his keeper get it, his keeper would have got it, would have maybe gone to penalties, maybe I would have lost. If he just cleared it straight away and just cleared it out for a corner instead of trying to take possession of the ball, again, maybe I didn't score. But I did end up scoring. And into the semi-final, we come up against pretty weak teams. Some nice players, David Luiz, Perrine. He's got Costil in goal. Like, the goalkeepers are cheap, man. Like, I don't know why you're using, like, such a poor goalkeeper. You know, he's got Asu Okoto at left back. Pretty interesting team that he's built there. And we end up spreading the ball out wide to Lucas. Lucas is one of those guys for me that in previous FIFAs has been amazing. And even at times in this FIFA, like early on in the year, before all the special cards were coming out and such, Lucas for me was an amazing player. However, this time around, in this specific run of games, I just wasn't impressed with him. He felt slow, his touch of the ball was weak, I don't know, I just couldn't get him involved in the game. We do end up going 1-0 up though, and we actually end up going 2-0 up there, headed it back on purpose as well. I saw the goalkeeper rushing out, I tried to head it back, I did head it back, it fell to Di Maria. Di Maria shoots and scores. And speaking of Lucas doing bad for me, here is Lucas doing really good for my opponent. That's what I want from Lucas. That strength, that pace, that finishing. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it from Lucas. However, after 75 minutes, I end up scoring a 3rd goal. Lacazette breaking through. I should have just shot there. I don't know why I didn't. I could have gone across the keeper. I could have finessed it to the near post. I could have drilled it to the near post. I end up doing a couple of skills and tricks in the box, getting into the space, putting it in the back of the net to make it 3-1. And at that point, my opponent went all out attack and completely collapsed. Ntep into Lucas. Lucas squares it to Lacazette. Lacazette shoots and scores on his left foot. That 4-star weak foot coming in handy. And we find ourselves 4-1 up. And then a few minutes later, Lucas does finally get into some space. Breaks down that right-hand side. Again, I could have gone in and shot there. I don't know why I didn't. There was absolutely no need to do what I did. I know it resulted in a goal. A great scoop turnaround of defender. It was just pointless. It was absolutely pointless. But anyway, we win 5-1 in the semi-final, meaning we are now into the final, 1 game away from winning that Team of the Season Gonalons. If we could do this first time around, I would be delighted. As I say, it took me 6 tries and about 14 games, I think, on my main account to get it. If I could just get it straight away on this Road to Glory account, It would be genuinely great. We end up selling another bronze player. A few more didn't sell, so I want to list that Alexandro for a bit cheaper. I bought him for 2,100 coins. I just want the coins back. I just want the coins back and in my bank so that they can go towards, going for a player who's actually going to be in the team. As you can see, the contracts of these players is pretty low. Matuidi there, we're going to give a contract to. David Luiz, I think, needs a contract, and Pastore, I do believe, also needs a contract. So I just give the 3 contracts to them because I thought if I don't win this final, I'm going to have to play with them more. If I win this final, selling them on with 2 contracts will be not a bad way to sell them. I've got good money's worth out of these players. The fitness levels for the players is interesting. Like, usually I don't like below 90. I know my left wing there had 88, my striker had 89. Even with that in mind, I thought, you know what, let me just play. I was playing good FIFA, and I didn't want to sit there for 20 minutes whilst an offline game played out and, have the momentum that's within me disappear whilst I'm waiting for another game. So I thought, let me just add the attribute cards to all these players. I don't really have many attribute cards left. Once they're gone, they're gone. We could do, I could open a whole bunch more bronze packs to get a whole bunch more attribute cards. But for now, I don't necessarily need the bronze packs. So I don't need contracts. I don't need fitness cards. I don't need anything out of the bronze packs unless obviously we pack informs and stuff for the value. But there's nothing in bronze packs that would specifically make me open them. But we did end up giving, as per every final we've done so far, every single player a little boost. And these bronze attribute cards, they don't even give like a good boost. They only boost one area of the card, and it's only by 5. And these players are like, they have such like low ratings in certain areas that, like, giving Lucas, what did I give him? 73 shooting to 78 shooting. That doesn't make a world of difference. A player with 78 shooting isn't a scary player, So although we did give ourselves a little bit of a boost in the final, as per usual, it's not a boost that's going to be frightening to the opponent. Obviously, he can't see that they're only those bronze ones. For all he knows, they could be the +3 bronzes and just give a really good, well-rounded boost to the whole team. But I did look at his team and think, a bit worried there. He's got Lucas, Ibrahimovic, and Tep, Di Maria. He's got Perrin and Thiago Silva. He's got a really, really nice team. And in 27 minutes here, we break through and Tep down to Lucas. Lovely couple of ball rolls from Lucas. Squares it out to Lacazette. Fake shot from Lacazette gets him into the space. Couple of ball rolls takes him outside. Another little fake shot on scoop turn finds the space in the box. It goes to Ntep. The drag back, the finesse shot to the top right bin, and boom, we go 1-0 up after 28 minutes. And on the stroke of half time, I get super lucky to get the ball back there after a little battle there with Aurier. Loses out on a silly pass, but the defender gives it straight back to Lucas, who finds Lacazette. Lacazette uses shielding to body off the defender, gets into the space again with a drag back, cuts into the big gap, falls to Matuidi, fake shot from Matuidi. People always expect, when I got that ball to Matuidi, the most common thing of what people think is you're going to cut inside and finesse to the far post, or cut outside and finesse to the far post. So what I did was a fake shot inside, got the space, bang, put it in the back of the net. Very happy days. Now we go 2-0 up, guys. And after half time, my keeper's still taking my set pieces, and through nothing but what I do all the time, as soon as a penalty gets taken, I just press B as soon as it hits the middle. I don't really look at who's taking the penalty sometimes. So I didn't actually acknowledge that Ruffier was in the net, on the spot, until it was too late, until I already started powering up. So we score with Ruffier to make it 3-1. I end up conceding a really cheesy goal. I did the right thing. Like, he got through, I passed it back to the keeper, I tried to clear it, it hit the defender, it went in the back of the net. And it was the right thing to do to defend, and it still fucked up, which was quite frustrating. And I thought to myself, please don't let this be the thing that gets this dude back in. And it wasn't. He ended up, I think he rage quit at 4-1 there. We end up winning ourselves Team of the Season, Gonalons. He has got an amazing looking card. His shooting's a bit weak, but the rest of his card is brilliant. Whether we put him in a hybrid with French players or a French league team, which I probably won't ever use again, he'll be good wherever he goes. Now, after that game finished, I just wanted to play with this team again. Before I go back into divisions, I wanted a few cup games just to get into the swing of using this team again. And I'm definitely open to making some changes to this team now. We have got a nice team here. We've got a few blue players, but we've got 130,000 coins. We've got a full League One team I'm trying to sell, which will probably leave us with about 160,000 coins by the time it sells. That 160,000 coins will be enough to buy 2 or 3 really nice blue players, or perhaps upgrade, Hesse to Neymar, for example. We could do that. In the first game of the Cup, which is actually the second round of the Cup for this episode, we come up against a guy with a very similar team by way of Bale, Modric, James, Rodriguez, and Ramos and such, and things started off pretty badly for me here. This is one of the biggest problems with having a keeper that doesn't have giant throw. Right there. Just gifted him the goal. If that was Keylor Navas, I would not have conceded that goal, because the throw-in would have, or the throw-out would have made it to the right back or even further, and it wouldn't have been bad. And then just after half-time, I got caught on the ball in defence. My opponent put it in the back of the net. Really clinical finishing from him, He really did take his chances. And then not too long after, I'm now ultra-attacking, trying to get up, trying to get a couple of goals, get back into the game. I lose the ball again in a really silly area, really needless as well. I had so many passing options, and I tried a skill move which was just poor. I tried to pump fake the keeper to rush him. It did rush him, but it rushed him into shooting and putting the ball in the back of the net. So I went 3-0 down. I did end up putting one goal back just a few minutes after I went 3-0 down. Gareth Bale, another few skill moves on the outside the box. Lovely passing move into the right back that I put on because DeMarcos was low on fitness, and we end up losing that 3-1, and probably deservedly so as well. I did have a bit more possession than my opponent, but he was just creating good chances. I went straight into another game, guys, and this guy had an insane team. Ben Yedder, Informed Dybala, Legend Laudrup, Blue Marquisio, Blue Ben Arfa, Blue Umtiti's, Blue Barzagli, Blue Mandanda, Matuidi, Aurier, and Alexandra in there. And I looked at the team and thought, my God, why? Why me? But things started off really well in this game. Felipe Luis here picks up the ball down the left-hand side, plays it into Hesse. Hesse takes a touch, shoots and scores. And I was very happy to have scored that goal after just 9 minutes, especially against a guy with a really, really good team. And yeah, I was shushing him to wind him up. I had low fitness on these players. I was on tilt after losing a game. I wanted to wind him up. I wanted to make him rage quit, basically. I wanted to make him do things he wouldn't normally do so that I'd end up winning the game. We scored a second goal with Hesse to make it 2-0, and then not too long after half-time, 6 minutes in now, Pepe intercepts the ball. Lovely there. Plays it through to Sanchez. Sanchez with the fake shot gets into a bit of space, bullied off the ball by Umtiti's, but wins it back like a absolute rabid dog there, stealing the ball back, and again loses the ball to Umtiti's, wins it back again, sees Hesse in the middle of the park, and boom, 3-0 is the score. That is when my opponent decided he didn't want to play anymore. He rage quit. We win 3-0, and I was very happy with myself. Okay, I shushed him. I ran to the camera. We've talked about this. It's just a celebration. It frustrates people, makes them play how they normally wouldn't, and I was very happy to get straight back onto the winning trail after after losing in the cup. Hesse with a hat-trick. I can't express how much I love Hesse in this game, man. We only got 400 coins for that, but that, guys, is going to signal the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.